Hey y'all, so it can be super easy to look at people's Instagram highlights and see the beautifully posed pictures that they post on social media and think that they have this perfect, wonderful life when you're sitting in this super hard season in your life or everything's just super hectic. So if you've been around for a while, you will know that I have been in a super hectic season. We relocated this summer. The house that we moved into is absolutely phenomenal, but we wanted to go ahead and make some upgrades. So we've been remodeling. So it's been a hectic season of selling our old house, buying the new house, packing up and moving as a family of four plus a dog. So it's been a super hectic season for me. So now that everything is calming down and I am looking out my office windows or my doors, I have French doors at my office, at finally having a couch. When we moved at the end of July, we're just now being able to really get the house put together because of getting wonderful tile floors. It's all been such a blessing, but it's made for a very hectic season. So as things are finally settling, thank goodness, just in time for the holidays, I wanted to talk with you about some ways that you can still grow your business even in these hectic, busy seasons that we all have, because it's not always Instagram perfect, and not everyone has a perfectly decorated Pinterest house like they would want you to believe. Sometimes we are sitting there treading water trying to just make it, whether it's sick kids or family things going on. There are seasons in your life where it's just hard and you're busy. But that doesn't mean that you have to let your goals slip by. That doesn't mean that your business falls to the wayside. You can do some things when you're in that busy season in your life to keep things going and growing. So that's what I wanted to talk with you about today, because this has been my reality since probably June, if not before that. We've had so much going on, but I just wanted to share some things with you that I've learned along the way. So getting super clear on your goals is going to be really, really helpful. Remembering why you started this business, why you're doing what you're doing, what really matters to you. It's going to really make sure that you are focusing your precious time on business building activities instead of numbing out, scrolling, and just trying to escape the hecticness that's all around you. I know that that's super tempting to just try to escape, which it is important to take that time and just be. But making sure that you're super, super clear on your goals is going to help keep you focused and motivated to push through and not give up and give in. Okay, so making sure that you are super clear on your goals, why you're doing what you're doing, revisiting the impact that you're making in people's lives with the business that you have, the impact that you're making in your family's lives, in your own. It is going to really just help refresh you and renew you and help you keep going in these busy seasons, okay? The next thing that you can do is probably the hardest thing for me to talk to you about, because it was a struggle for me and always has been, but raising your prices. When you are in a busy, hectic season and you're beginning to feel like the walls are closing in on you and you can't keep up, it may be time for you to reevaluate your packages, your offerings, and make some changes in your business so that it allows you to have more freedom in this hectic time. Raising your prices will allow you to work with fewer clients, and so that's going to be less of your time for making the same amount of money depending on how you change things up. You may also want to look at, instead of solely doing one-on-one work, then you can look at maybe doing like a group program where you are serving more than one person with your time. You're making a greater impact and you're also serving more people in less time. So that's another really good option. The other option is looking at passive income streams. So looking at selling an ebook or a guide or a video series. You have all these resources. How about packaging them up and selling them as self-study courses? So things that don't require so much of you given is going to, diversify your income streams and help you step back while still maintaining your business and meeting your goals and providing for your family without taking more of you during these busy, hectic times. Okay, So those are some really good tangible ideas of things that you can do in your business to help move you through these hectic times and still meeting your goals and growing your business. The next is super, super important because we all think that we're superwoman and then we get burned out and tired. And if you're already in this busy, hectic season and you try to do all of the things, you are going to burn out even quicker because of the life hecticness that's going on around you. So getting help, whether it's hiring an assistant to take some tasks off of your plate in your business, or getting a nanny or a housekeeper, someone to come in and help you consistently, okay? If it's really hard for you to give up that control, I completely understand. But start small. Start with having someone just come in and deep clean your house so that it is going to be refreshing for you to be there, and it's going to just take a little bit of stress off of you. Ask a family member to just take the kids for a day, one day a week. That way you have one day to focus on what you're doing in your business and knock it out. Get things taken care of in that quiet time that you have instead of trying to juggle all of the things. Okay, so never feel like you have to do it alone. Don't fall into this trap and burn out because you don't seek out help. You are a phenomenal, strong, hardworking woman, but we all need help. So especially in these hectic times, make sure that you take that help. I've had my mom come down at least once a week, even though we're 45 minutes away. I am fortunate enough that she can do that. And so I've had her come in and help and do some of the running around with the girls. And she's helped me fold laundry and just do little things to take those couple of extra tasks off of my plate so that I can focus on my business during those times, take care of some of the house things. The biggest thing that we have done is we're big on DIY. So if it's hard for you to hire help, absolutely come and talk to me because my husband and I are king and queen of DIY, whether it's business or our home. We love to have our hands in our business and our home and getting our hands dirty and doing it ourselves. But there are certain times where it just makes sense to get help with that. For instance, laying tile floor. My husband works a full-time job, so it would have been nights and weekends and would have taken months and months and months for us to get the flooring in our house where we could actually be there and live here and enjoy it, not just being tucked away in the bedrooms and just working around this makeshift half put together house. So that was a surrender that my husband had to make in order to kind of hurry along this busy season because we wanted to have our house back, especially in time for the holidays. So we hired that out, and it was one of the best decisions that we've made because we've been able to get the house put back together and kind of calm things down. So even if it's a one-time, I need this task done, hire it out, get some help with it. That's where I can come in and help you with Pinterest, one and done, get the service done for you, get your account set up and running for you, and then hand it over to you, teaching you how to handle it for yourself or training an assistant. But don't think that you need to do all the things by yourself. Hire help with the house, whether, like I said, it's just a little bit of cleaning here or there. Hire someone to take your content that you've written and created and turn it into the emails and the posts and put it on your blog and let you focus on the things that only you can do in your business and hire out the things that you do not have to have your hands on all the time. It's going to free you up to be more productive in your business, to keep growing, and to make it through this busy season without having complete burnout and meltdowns, okay? Just promise me that you do not try to do it all on your own. That's my biggest request from you. Okay, so that moves me into really how we can work with systems in our business. So bulk creating your content is going to give you a lot more free time. Planning ahead lets you rest more. So you have this time where you are getting everything done, but then when it is complete, then you have time to rest or take care of all the other things going on in your life at this time in this busy season. So it is going to let you rest more and not pile on more stress when something comes up. So I know that when we had things come up with the house where I was needed to handle things, or like for instance, getting out of the house to stay out of the way, if I'd not had my content planned out, things scheduled out, that would have been even more stress piled on top of all of the things that life was throwing at us. So being able to have all of that planned out really allowed me to serve my family better and show up more consistently because I wasn't trying to throw things together at the last minute as trying to get the kids and the dog out of the house with everything that we've had going on. So really, bulk creating content and scheduling things out. There are so many amazing tools that you can use that will allow you to have that freedom. So it helps you stay consistent in your business, which, as you know, is super, super important. So when life is hectic and you're struggling to show up, you won't have that additional stress of, oh my goodness, there's no way that I can sit down and do a video. There's no way that I can, write this heartfelt post or really show up for my audience in the midst of all this chaos. It's just not going to happen. And then you have that stress of not showing up and serving that we all get. And so that is where you're going to be more worried about your business. So planning ahead and scheduling as much as you can, which is another reason that I love Pinterest, because it allows you to take the content you've already created and schedule everything out so it's running quietly in the background of this crazy hectic season in your life. Okay, so number 5 relates directly back up to point number 3 about not trying to do it all on your own. So really making sure that you are leaning into God and relying on Him to give you the energy to keep going. That doesn't mean that you need to be rushing and hustling from before the sun comes up until late in the night, but it does mean that you take that time to fill yourself up with His Word. Make sure that you are asking Him for what you need to get through this busy season in your life and to show you what you need to be doing, and just really plugging in and relying on Him throughout this busy season. So that's very closely related to not doing this all on your own. He will help you through this season, but you need to make sure that you are allowing Him to, and you are listening very carefully for His calling for you during this season, because this might be where He's looking to move you and shift you. So make sure that you are open to that. So He'll find a way for you and will supply you with the strength to carry on. So making sure that you're reading the Word, making it a priority first thing, and filling up your cup so that you don't run dry with being pulled in so many different directions and everyone needing you so much during these seasons. Is usually how it tends to be as a mother. And so making sure that you are plugging back into that source of energy and encouragement and love and peace and all of those beautiful things is really going to help you get through this season with peace and grace versus complete and utter breakdown and burnout. So pray before you speak or act. When God does prompt you, do what He says immediately, even if you think it's crazy with everything you have going on right now. So in all of the hecticness that I have going on in my life right now, as our family, has moved and had this transition and different shifts that have been happening, I have had something laid on my heart that I am going to be diving into. And it really felt like, this is crazy. How am I ever going to put one more thing on my plate? But I feel prompted to do so. And so this is something that I'm really excited. I have some things in the works for the future. So just keep your eyes open for some things that I will be talking about. Really, really excited, even though it is scary to think about adding one more thing onto my plate. But I know that this is coming right from God, and it is going to be blessed, and He's going to be using it to do great things in His name. Okay. So last but not least, make sure you take care of yourself too. This goes back to being in the Word and you're plugging into God as your source of energy and comfort during these hectic times. But staying up late to get everything done every single night will lead you down the road to path of burnout and exhaustion. So yes, sometimes we have to get things done. I stayed up until almost 1 o'clock this morning getting some of the house put back together because I knew that I was just super, super energized. I wouldn't have been able to sleep anyway. And so I got things cleaned up and I got things organized, and it feels really good now. But if I did that every single night, yes, it would look amazing and I would get a lot done, but I would get so burned out and so exhausted and so tired that I would then be a source of stress, not only to myself, but to my family during the already hectic time. So making sure that you are not constantly hustling and pushing yourself too far will allow you to find more peace in this hectic time. So being sure you're caring for yourself, drinking enough water. Super, super, super important. Making sure you're eating a little bit better if you're not eating well, because if we were eating out all the time with having so much going on in the house, it was really hard to make better choices, but I knew that it would make me feel better, the family would feel better, and it would just allow us to keep up our stamina to get through this. And now that we're able to get back in the kitchen, it's really nice to get back to our normal. Okay, so getting enough sleep and managing the stress and making sure that you're managing your stress properly is going to be super, super helpful, because if you are stressed and burned out and you throw all of your self-care out the window and just want to hustle and push through and get things done, then you won't be able to fully serve your family, your God, or your audience in your business. If you are pushing that hard, you're going to show up as a mess. I've been there. And I just want to make sure that you take that time to take care of yourself so you can fully serve and show up, and make sure that you are taking care of yourself, so you're also not setting that example of hustling until you burn out to those people that are watching you in your business. It's really, really important to make sure that you're setting a good example, not only for your family, but for those that are watching you in your business, because I would never want to be the reason that someone is working at that level and burns out and then they have no business at all because they were trying to keep up with the pace of someone else that was not what they should be doing. So take time to enjoy life, even in the chaos that might be surrounding you. Take that time to have the quiet time and just make sure that you are taking care of yourself so that you can take care of everything else that is going on. So it is possible to not just maintain, but to grow your business in these hectic times, but you have to really make sure that you are clear on what you're wanting. You may need to reevaluate some things, that way you can make it through this busy season with serving everything that's going on in your life and also still showing up in your business and being able to give your very best. So I hope that you find these tips helpful. This has been, coming from a place in my heart where I've been living this, and I just wanted to share with you. So I hope that you'll have a great day.